Hello everybody, my name is Will McCloy and welcome to, especially to those tuning in on the live stream from around the world, but everyone here as well, to the Sub7, Sub8 projects powered by Zwift. A moment in time that has been 3 long years in the making and one that may well go down as a chapter in the evolution of human athletic endeavour. That is our hope. It's a project backed by the Pho3nix Foundation, whose sole aim is to assist children in developing the key life skills that come from participation in sport and activity, both through direct assistance programs and from the early ages all the way through to Olympic representation and through inspirational feats that push the boundaries of what is considered possible, breaking barriers for the next generation. And that is what we're all here for. From an idea discussed around a dining table in the Middle East a few years ago to now a project led by Manor Group Sports and Entertainment that has input from hundreds of people, of hundreds of organisations and sponsors, including our presenting partners Zwift, Garmin, Form Goggles, Wealth Connect, BMC and Morton. And most importantly, 44 elite athletes, each one a world beater in their own right and who are now banding together to deliver a chosen 4 the chance to make history on one very special day. Here at the fastest course we could find anywhere in the world, and believe me, Macca flew all over the world on company dime, the Lausitzring in Brandenberg, Germany. Next to me here on this table of champions, I'm very privileged to introduce, in the middle, Sebastian Kulczyk, the founder of the Pho3nix Foundation, Wojtek Krzyzinski, COO of the Manor Group, Chris McCormack is here, 4-time world champion and CEO of the Manor Group, Nicola Spirig, the most successful female Olympic triathlete of all time, gold in London, silver in Rio, and a countless number of European championships. Nicola, 6 or 7? 7, of course, 7. Kat Matthews, world number 3, vice world Ironman champion after picking up that incredible silver in Utah. Kristian Blummenfelt is here, the Olympic and world champion and the Ironman world record holder. Joe Skipper, world number 12, 5-time Ironman winner, British 12-hour time trial record holder and the first British man ever to go under 8 hours over the full distance. Alex Dowsett, who is on Team Joe, Commonwealth Games gold and silver medalist, 2015 world hour record holder and 6-time national time trial champion. Matt Bottrell from Team Kristian, British national 100-mile, 50-mile, 10-mile and circuit time trial champion, loves a time trial. Over 60 national championship medals, 500 races, and who has represented Great Britain cycling team over 30 times. Lucy Buckingham makes her apologies. Hopefully she'll... Come on in. Lucy Buckingham, who is late, but who arrives from Team Nicola, who... just as slow as she's been in a fortnight because she won last weekend and she finished on the podium the weekend before. But now she comes 12th out of 12. Ruth Assel is here as well from Team Cat, 5th in the Ironman World Championships in Utah in her first World Championships as a pro. A bike record holder at Ironman Florida and twice a winner of Ironmans last year in Mallorca and South Africa. Now, we'll open the floor to some questions at the end, including some from the live stream. So if you're watching from wherever you are in the world, get typing. We are watching your comments and we'll have a chance to hear them when they come in. And for media that might want some one-on-one answers, our pacemakers will be available for a short time after the press conference. Our 4 main athletes, though, will be doing a Zwift ride directly after this in the Zwift room, which is back over there. And they are fit enough to ride and talk, so you can get some answers from them as well. I'm going to start by asking Sebastian, who has been the driving force behind the Pho3nix Foundation and then, of course, this event. What is the Pho3nix Foundation all about? There's microphones in front of you that you can pick up and share. Where did it start? And it's obviously grown incredibly over the last few years.
You pretty much said everything.
Sorry.
In the introduction. So I don't know if I should be even sitting here among such amazing athletes and stars. I'm just a guy, trying to support it. So the spotlight should be definitely on all those amazing athletes here. So I'll be very, very brief. So our job is to, assist and inspire children to be active and to develop the life skills that sport brings. And that's what we want to do. We want to, ignite this flame for next generation, to help children dream and make those dreams come true, fulfill their ambitions and find their real potential. And sport can help in that. Sport can be, the tool to develop that. So that's what we're trying to do, and by events like that, we're trying to show the world that anything is possible. If you have a dream, if you work really hard like those athletes here, you can achieve the impossible. You can defy the impossible and become someone special, someone unique. And the second question was about how did it all start, right?
Well, I mean, not obviously from the starting point to now here, where you're surrounded by world record holders, world champions, Olympic champions, all here wearing the Pho3nix logo and doing this for one reason. That must feel very special for you.
Yes, it feels very special, and trust me, I had no idea 2 years ago when we came up with this idea that it's going to end up that way. And 3 years, sorry, yes, it's 3 years. Time flies. Oh, because of COVID, we just started, we lost some time, but it's time to catch up with the time. But right now, those 3 years turned into 7 and 8 hours, which is a very, very, very short time. But I strongly believe that the ultimate goal that we have here will be achievable. 3 years ago we were just thinking, is it possible? I mean, it sounds like it can be done, but like I said, we're here to prove that even the most impossible and crazy ideas, if we work really hard and if we believe, then they can turn into reality. So I'm very proud that we're here 3 years later. I'm very proud that this attempt is taking place. I think the weather will be good. I think the track is good, but that's the question to the athletes. And I'm very, very happy to have those two guys sitting next to me, because without their help, we wouldn't be able to organize such a splendid event. So, Chris, Wojtek, thank you very much. And they're also the driving force behind the Pho3nix Foundation. So whatever crazy ideas you're going to see in the coming months or years, that's probably going to be the three of us sitting somewhere and thinking like, okay, what else can we do? What else can we do? There's something crazy out there that we can try. And we'll try to put it in the motion, put it in life.
Sebastian, thank you so much. I'll hand over now to Wojtek, who speaks a little bit about Mana Group, who've enjoyed a really rapid expansion over the past few years, and this partnership with Pho3nix is key to that.
Yes, of course. Working very closely with Pho3nix Foundation, it's something that we are very proud of with Chris. Our agency, Mana, it's a sport management agency, professional sport management agency. We create and manage events such as this one. And actually this event expressed the beliefs that we have in our company, Defy the Impossible. And this is what it is, basically. Actually, we were sitting, I remember 3 years ago with Sebastian, Chris, Alistair, and I think it was Jan Frodeno as well. We were sitting at Bahrain, and actually someone asked, is it possible to go under 7? And from just the vision and idea, we came through the 3 years, and we are here sitting here 3 days from 2 days actually, from the big day, from actually making change, making something big in the history, and that's something we are very proud. And managing events such as this one is something what we do. We also trying to work very closely through the athlete management in our company and help athletes around the world. But actually something as well we do with Pho3nix. Pho3nix, it's a foundation that was actually our mutual, as Sebastian said, our idea once we were sitting somewhere and talking about as well creating something special and helping kids around the world. And from the idea now, we were able to develop actually now worldwide projects, Pho3nix Kids events organized around the world, education programs to inspire young generations, also the mentoring programs such as Pho3nix Future Camps, and many other things that we do working with the Pho3nix Athletes program as well to support the athletes around the world so they can actually do what they want to do and the dreams become actually real. And so we are actually very proud as well as a Mana to work with other like Sheikh Bahrain and managing Team Bahrain 13. and also working with Super League and developing many other projects around the world. Lately, we also started a cooperation and partnership with Araya International, representing Araya worldwide in terms of organization of friendly football matches for Brazil and Argentina. So basically, yes, last few years have been very busy. We aiming very high. We're looking at the sky and thinking there's no limits, and this is who we are and what we do.
All right, Maka, thank you very much, Wojtek. Let's get into the athletes now. Maka, I'll wait for you for a sec, and we'll talk. We'll go. Wojtek took all your time, if I'm being honest. So we're just going to skip over you, and we're going to go straight into the athletes. You said one short answer. I will do one short answer. You covered all the bases, though. Tell you what. We're going to go by team. So we're going to start with Sub8, and we're going to talk to Team Nicola first, headed, of course, by Nicola Spirig. And after 20 years and basically an unrivaled career, this is your final year, and what a way to go out. This is a big chapter of it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a new chapter. It's a huge challenge for me. I'm really happy to sit here, to have the chance to make history, to break Sub8, and I'm really excited to start on Sunday.
You have a lot to do with Pho3nix. Outside of just this, you're involved in the Pho3nix Kids Triathlon by Nicola Spirig, and I guess, and Sebastian has alluded to it before, he likes to partner with athletes that are not just great achievers, but who are great role models, and I think we can all agree that in this sport there's not many better. How important is this foundation and what it represents for you and that partnership?
It's very important. I started the Kids Series in Switzerland back in 2014 because also my coach and myself thought I should do something with the Olympic Championship title. I should inspire kids, I should inspire other people. And we started the Kids Series, and after that we started Foundation in Switzerland to actually achieve the same goal as the Pho3nix Foundation, to just get as many kids as possible active, to show them that sports can have so much benefit for them, even in real life, in normal life, like learn to achieve a goal, not give up if there are some problems, just very little things that you can learn easily in sports. And when I met Sebastian and when Chris McCormick asked me to be part of this project, it just fit, because we could have a cooperation with the foundation and with the Kids Series, and I had this new sports challenge. So just an amazing project for me.
You're fit and ready because you have had some up and down build-up. How are you feeling fitness-wise?
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
forget your rival's sitting right there, so give us the political answer.
I'm great. Preparation hasn't been ideal. Obviously, I had a bike crash in February with a lot of broken bones, collarbone, ribs, all in the lung. So a serious crash, and of course it took a while to come back. But I was really happy to have the support from my coach, Brad. He's an expert in coming back from injuries. So I think we did pretty well to sit here now healthy and pretty fit. And I'm getting excited about Sunday, so that's always a good sign.
Very good. Lucy, you're in some kind of form also in recent weeks. How will you play a role in Team Nicola, and are you excited to support such a legend?
I am very excited to support Nicola. I've been a massive admirer of Nicola over the years. It's nearly 10 years since we raced in London 2012. And yeah, we were on different opposing sides, I guess. But yeah, like an incredible athlete. And I think Nicola is the definition of true grit and determination. And to be on Nicola's team, I'm just, really privileged. So yeah, I'm so excited. But I've raced the last 2 weekends back to back in the championship in San Marin, and then Challenge St Polten the Sunday just gone. So I'm getting a bit fitter, and I'm actually going to be on the bike in Team Nicola. And we've been practicing on the track today with Imogen and a few of the other girls, and I'm really excited as well because I think we're in good shape.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Let's move on to Team Kat now. Led, of course, by Kat Matthews, and you came in, Kat, as a replacement for Lucy Charles-Barclay, but you've immediately then been touted as a favourite, given the form that you're in by many. And What do you think of that, being favourite against Nicola Spirig? Hey? No pressure.
I feel like people are just putting me as favourite for the last few months just for fun. pre St George and now pre this. I think, obviously, I didn't win in St George, so I might not win here. But yeah, I'm excited to be here, and I think I've shown, obviously, the performance in St George, but it's a different game. This is a different game. So I'm really looking forward to working as a team and, seeing what we have left on the run.
Yeah, tell us about that team aspect, because you guys both in the top 5 a month ago, racing each other, and now Ruth's here to support you. So, I mean, how does the team element feel? Because it's something we don't see in triathlon.
Yeah, so I've come from team sports, and my background is also with the army and as a physiotherapist. So communication, teamwork, the sort of loyalty, everything that goes as a team is my bread and butter, my sort of passion. And now triathlon is my, profession and career. And so this event merges the two in a way that I don't think we haven't ever seen, and I'm not sure if we will ever see again. So yeah, having the team element of this event is why it sparks my interest, and specifically with Ruth. I think Ruth and I actually were little rivals when we were both age groupers in 2018, and our coaches both had this sort of rivalry that, who's going to win at the age group world champs? And then we've both come through at professional in our first Ironman together, and then we've raced every time since and done training camps. So to then be part of a team with Ruth is like, again, it's a bit of a dream. So thanks, Pho3nix.
And Ruth, I mean, you were, as I said, 5th behind Kat, on debut as a pro a month ago, and now you'll have her on your wheel for 180 kilometres on Sunday. How are you enjoying this challenge and everything around it?
Yeah, I think, as Kat said, I've also come from team sports, so actually being part of a team again is really fun. And I think our team in particular, we seem to have bonded really well. It's been really fun, which I think is quite a key element when you've got quite a long day ahead, that it is going to be fun at times, maybe not all the time, but yeah, really looking forward to it. I think we've practiced a lot on the track. We've got our kind of turns all reasonably nailed now, and I think, yeah, we're all really excited to just see how fast we can go to give Kat the best buffer coming onto the run.
So what is your pacing strategy? Just disregard them. Just tell me.
We're going to go as fast as we can.
But in terms of you switching out, Kat's already told me all about it. I mean, what's the plan? Is there a plan that you can share with us?
Yeah,
she says it's okay.
It's okay. Well, I think if they try and change stuff now, it's probably not great. So, yeah, we have basically 2 teams on the bike, 2 teams of 3, and we'll have one team bring us from the lake up here, and then on the track, basically doing 4 laps each team and switching out, and I will be the buffer from Kat to that team as they're switching in and out to keep it as kind of smooth as possible for Kat. But that basically means we can keep the speed really high because we've got people swapping in and out all the time, keeping that pace really high on the front. So we'll be flying around that track.
All right, well, I can send you a clip of that for later if you want to listen to it again. That's no problem. Let's head on into Sub7 land. Thank you to everyone from Sub8 for being here. And we're going to start with Team Joe up the end. Joe Skipper, a late call-up, my friend, but there was, as I understand it, not a lot of hesitation from you, and the triathlon world's obviously responded with respect to that because this is quite the feat that you're attempting.
Yeah, no, it's a very late call, really. Found out about it on Friday, but when I got the opportunity to take part in it, it was definitely one that I'm really pleased that they asked me about because I'd been following it for quite a while and obviously did a session with Alistair before Christmas, and I'd been following it closely, seeing how everything had evolved, and I was really looking forward to before I got asked to seeing how the race would unfold. So to be part of it myself is great, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the beauty of it, though, is that you were still kind of inside the project before this, so you already had some idea before you came in. You didn't come in cold. You'd been training with Alistair and the guys. Yeah,
so I'd done some training with them, and I knew some of the guys beforehand as well, so it was quite good because it wasn't like you were coming into a team where you didn't know anyone. So, yeah, I knew them, and after seeing it, and had an idea of what they were planning from some of the sessions beforehand. So, yeah, I had an idea, and obviously knowing them meant that it wasn't like you were walking into a completely unknown environment.
You came in the other day, arrived late, we interviewed you immediately, And I said, you were asked, have you seen Kristian? And you said, I think Kristian's sulking in his room. He's scared to come out. And you're saying that about the world champion.
I just hadn't seen him. I thought, like, when he heard that I'd got the call, I thought, oh, maybe he's got cabin fever and he'd just gone back to his room. But I don't know, maybe he was out training, because I've heard he likes to put the hours in. So it was either that or he was running scared, I think.
I was going to say you go a bit softer on him when he's sitting right there, but then you hit me with that right at the end, so maybe not. You're, what are your goal times out there? Because everyone's given their goal splits, and you can see them on social media, and everyone but Kat has been a little bit, I'll go for 8 or I'll go for 7. Kat said it's possible to go 7:30 on a perfect day. You came in and said 6:47. Why are you confident that that's a possibility?
Well, I wouldn't say I was totally confident that's a possibility. But, I don't know really. You kind of caught me unaware. You were asking me what I would hope to swim, and I just thought, well, around 49, 50. And then you asked about the bike, and I kind of said what I thought for that, and then the same for the run, and then it just added up to that, and I thought, that seems a bit quick, but I guess I'll roll with it.
But you do, obviously you've been out there on track with your team, and everyone's team looks superb out there, but it's a fast track and it's possible to keep a 53, 54 average potentially.
Yeah, I think you can definitely keep that speed. I think the thing is, what you've got to look out for is the surges, how much they take out of you every time you come around the corner, or if people change, there can be bits of surges to respond to, and it's just seeing how much they take out of you before you start the run, because obviously when you go in 50, say 4 kilometres an hour, if you lose a metre or 2 metres and you've got to close it, you can only do that so many times, and you don't want to fatigue too much, or even towards the end, once you get 2.5 hours in, if the gap goes from 2 metres to 5 metres, you might actually find it hard to get back on, so you've just got to be concentrating the whole time. And then the team's got to be really smooth, so that's part of the the process from being out here practicing with the lads, in the run-up to the event, is just trying to get it to work as smooth as possible, and you save as much energy for the run.
All right, now you've told us what's possible. I'm going to ask Alex Dowsett whether it's possible or not, because he's the expert in this kind of thing. Obviously, you've had a big few weeks yourself, and you arrived here. It's been a late switch. Obviously, you were on Team Alistair. How's the transition been, and how's the last few weeks been for you?
Last few weeks been at the Giro, and we had a good first week and then took a bit of a belting for the following 2 weeks, if I'm perfectly honest. But it was a good endurance block for this. Which,
is that what it was? Like a long training ride for 3 weeks? Good man.
Yeah, so, it's been great. A team time trial is an aspect of the sport I really love. So when Alistair reached out and asked if I would be interested in being part of his team, I said yes immediately. And it's been awesome. This is a phenomenal circuit. It's really fun to go fast.
There's quite a rivalry, I've noticed, between the two bike pacemaking teams, and it's fed a lot by the fact that you all know each other pretty well, and Matt Bottrell's can be a bit mouthy at times, and that's how it's shook out. But does it feel like that? There's a few tables kind of staring at each other across breakfast.
I think it depends how you define rival, really. If you define it as the talking that goes on, then yes. But if you define rivalry as the actual competition between the teams, then there is no rivalry. There is only one team.
That's where I was hoping you were going with that. Very good. You know what? I should hand over the microphone right now to Matt Bottrell while his blood pressure's high. You've been the mastermind a little bit behind putting this group together. How did it come about, the combination with Kristian, and how's it all come together, your team, and why are you going to beat Alex and his team?
It's been a massive project for us. It started out 7 months ago. I think it was actually the week just before you actually broke the Ironman world record. I got to talking to Adam, then I got an introduction to Olaf, and it's just kind of progressed from there. We've got on. Obviously, Kristian's got an obsession with winning. We've got an obsession with winning. So it was the perfect combination, really. Trying to get... for us, it's been a project around, obviously, the new KDX bike, and trying to bring that combination all together. And then just selecting athletes that, yes, there is this rivalry about, who's going to go fastest on the bike. But ultimately, this is triathlon. It's all about swim, bike, run. You know, we just want the fastest time possible. We want to break Sub7, but we also, you know, we come here to win this thing. So, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? No one's going to be talking about who did the fastest bike, swim or run at the end of this. It's the combination of all three. And it's been an amazing project. You know, I've loved every minute. And for me, you know, I'm probably the oldest man in the race at 45 years of age, so I've got quite wide shoulders. I love the job of looking after this man, especially on the bike. So I'm excited to be involved and just meeting, you know, like the team that supports Kristian on a day-to-day basis. It's been phenomenal, really. And then just bringing all the athletes that have kind of like, I've raced with them for years. Actually, I've not raced that much in the last few years, but I'm kind of that old now that I was kind of on my way out as they were on their way in. So it's been nice to kind of combine all of that and just, yeah, unify the team. And I think, you know, like, we have got a very special bond. We've just spent a week in Amsterdam training together, and then we've come out here. And we know that there's no stone unturned. And when we're on that start line, I can say now there's nothing else that we could have done. You know, and that's, yeah, it's going to be a proud moment come, Sunday. So I think we're ready.
Joe, I just want to ask you as well, obviously, Alistair Brownlee has been part of this project from the very beginning, and he was one of the driving forces at the start, and in that discussion at the start. To come in for him, have you spoken to him? He's obviously shattered that he can't be here. I know that you have spoken to him, and what was that discussion like?
Yeah, he was very disappointed that he wasn't able to take part because he'd been training so hard for it. So initially, when I found out on the Friday, I rang him I spoke to him like through WhatsApp, and then had a chat with him on the Saturday just to see what the lowdown was on the team. You know, like what was there, what tactics were they planning, what kind of, you know, did they have any tricks up their sleeve with kit and, you know, stuff, because there's been a lot of talk with regarding like more buoyant wetsuits and all that kind of thing, you know, loads of small things. So I was kind of picking his brains on that, and also seeing what his plan was going to be for how he took on Kristian, and trying to like see what he thought, you know, if he had any tips for me really to see on how I could go as fast as possible, and yeah, basically just stuff like that to see how we can beat him really.
And Kat, I suppose that leads me to you in terms of wake up, mate. You cool? Sometimes when Joe, you just, okay. What about the same thing for you, is that you came in to replace Lucy Charles, and that's big shoes to fill. I don't know if you've spoken to her or discussed it at all, but she's someone who's been on this journey for a long time too, and then you came in on that one. Have you discussed it at all with her, and you've obviously taken some of her pacemakers as well?
Yeah. That wasn't maybe not the same discussion. There was some communication. But no, actually, I think my pacemaking team, I think there was a couple of names that she might have sort of highlighted on her list from the beginning. But no, it's definitely, I hope that the girls on the team, they said yes to me straight away, and it wasn't it was actually, I think, quite a separate entity, maybe obviously completely different to what it sounds like from Joe and Alistair.
Well, yeah, it's been a lot more time, and it definitely is a team Kat, whereas thank you to all of the pacemakers for coming across for Joe, especially led by you, Alex. And Kristian, I haven't spoken to you yet. It's your turn, mate. You've swept all before you in the last year or so. So I just thought I'd talk to you last, because you've got to come last at something, mate. You've won everything. I was thinking, what question am I going to ask you? And it just boils down to, do you feel unbeatable right now?
It's so good, like coming here and see like how the team is building up together, and that's giving me quite a lot of confidence. And I would say I am more confident going into this race than I were last month going into St. George. So maybe yes, a little bit.
yes,
in long distance.
I mean, why will you be the first to go sub-7? Is it the team around you? Is it the technology that you have? Is it the shape that you're in? Is it the mental state? I mean, or is it a bit of everything?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's a combination of a lot of things. Like, it's been 2 years journey to try, first of all, to find the good pacing team for the bike, because I think the bike is the crucial part in the race. And getting in contact with Matt, who's been building the team together. A lot of support from KDEX to build like a special bike for this event, and also like all the testing we do. We have had now almost a year of a long distance training, so I would say we are learning almost week by week, and it will be my third full distance Ironman distance on Sunday, so it will be good.
Your third full distance after the first one you broke the world record and the second one you won the world championship?
So then it's time to go a little bit faster, you know. We have to get a little bit of leg speed into the Ironman scene or the long distance circuit. So I think I will have to need that top end speed that we normally have in short distance.
You have targeted a potential 2:20 run. Now you've got two extremely fast Kenyans in front of you who'll be practically jogging because they can both run 2:06s. Are you still confident of that as a potential time goal?
Yeah, I think 2:25 is like the safe zone. I did like 3:45 pace in St. George, a very hilly one, and I think if I kind of equal that to a flat court, it's close to 3:30 per K. So I think I can even drop that with the help of the bike team. So hopefully we're looking at 3:25 per K. If I'm feeling fresh, if I'm feeling good, maybe we can drop it down to 3:20. But you don't want to drop it down too early because, yeah, I'm not sure if you ever run a marathon before. But
absolutely. If you combine all my runs, yes.
After 28, 29K, you have like probably a whole training session left.
Totally, I totally get it. Yeah.
So hopefully I will try to get into the end of the 20K mark before picking up the pace.
That's confidence right there. There's no doubt about it. We'll finish with you, Macca, before you up into the floor. But I just want to come back to you about this event, what your thoughts are going to be on it and the journey of it and what you think is going to happen as a man who's done it all over the long distance on Sunday. Who are you backing? Just keeping in mind that Nicola and Kristian are the closest to you.
Yeah. Look, I'm just excited that the day is finally here. It was a crazy idea that we came up with and 2.5 years ago in Bahrain, and I was really inspired. At the table that day was Daniela Ryf, who was a current world champion. There was, Jan Frodeno, who was a world champion. There was Alistair Brownlee. There was Mo Farah. There was Mark Cavendish. And we were talking about originally breaking 8 hours for the women. Was it possible? And the boys put their hand up and said, what about 7 hours? And we all laughed. I said, come on, guys, it's impossible. That's not even possible. And then I think we're all moved by the fact that Mo Farah, who's one of the greatest runners of all time, and Mark Cavendish suddenly got engaged in this conversation around our sport. And they started swapping numbers, and you saw all the athletes together. We sat back and went, wow, this is pretty cool. And, Sebastian put his hand up and said, let's do it. Let's have a crack. If you want to do it, why don't we do it? Let's put the project together. So to think that was pre-COVID, and we marched through COVID and got here, and athletes like Kristian and Nicola and Lucy and Kat and Joe, when we asked them, they said, yeah, let's have a crack at this. I'd love the opportunity. So I'm just excited to be here as a former athlete, just sitting back and watching. I would never have imagined what athletes are capable of doing. Had someone told me when I retired in 2012 that, 720 in the 720s was possible in the Ironman, I would have bet my life. I'm all in on that. Not possible. But, the current standards of athletes are remarkable. And I've always been a fan of endurance racing. I was a fan of the sport first. So now as a retired athlete, I get to sit back and watch the best of the best do it. And we're going to see that on the weekend. And I can't wait. So good luck to all the teams. I'm not going to pick anyone. I just want you to have a great day. Stay safe out there and may the best person win.
I knew you were going to do that, but fair enough. Let's open the floor to questions. If there's any questions from in the room first, and then we'll get to questions for streaming. But has anyone got their hand up? Yeah, James.
Question for Alice. 112 miles in the team time trial is longer than any time trial you would find in the World Tour. What have you and your team done for that third hour, to prepare for that third hour?
You have to give it a lot of respect. In some ways, it makes it easier than a team time trial. In some ways, in most other ways, it makes it harder. In the ways that it's easier, you have to bring the intensity down a little bit. You're not on the ragged edge the whole time. But it's not underselling it by saying this is out of everyone that's come in from the cycling aspect is out of all of our comfort zones. But Alistair had faith that we were still the best place to deliver him, and obviously now to deliver Joe. But yeah, it's going to be long, and I think after doing a few runs for an hour and a quarter, which is still further than we're used to, we all came away like this is good, but it's going to be 3 hours 20 is going to be a long time.
Thanks, Alex. Anyone else from the floor before we go to questions coming in from around the world? All right, Tim, what have you got for us?
All right, first one from the live stream is for Nicola. It says, Nicola, you plan on retiring after this weekend. You truly accomplished pretty much everything in our sport, including an Olympic gold medal and an Ironman title. What will it mean to you to go to Sub8 on Sunday? And if you do, is there anything left that you feel you would like to achieve in the sport of triathlon?
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a big opportunity for me. I think it's great to have, in my last year, to have such a challenge again, such a huge project. So it was really fun to prepare for it. What would it mean for me? I mentioned it before. For me, it would mean a lot to inspire other people to do the same. I mean, I'm 40 years old, I'm having 3 kids, I have a 25-year career, and it just shows that you can achieve a lot if you really go for it and you really give a lot to achieve it. And I hope that inspires other people to do the same with their dreams, their hopes, their goals. To be the first one to break sub 8 hours, of course, sporting-wise, would be a huge success. I wouldn't compare it with my other successes because becoming Olympic champion and things like that is completely different. My biggest achievements are my 3 kids, so that's unbeatable anyway. So I will be happy if I break the sub 8 hours or not, but it would be a good way to go out of the sport.
Such a Nicola Spirig answer to that one. It's almost unfair that you can do all that and still have this rippling six-pack. It's just not fair to everybody else. Tim, we've got anything else from social media?
Yeah, we do. This one's for Kristian. It says, Kristian, what I think fans love most about you is your attitude. You seem to not place any limitations on what is possible in this sport. And along with your coaching team, you're now setting a new standard in long-distance racing. How important has team selection been, and what role did your coach play here?
Well, it's. I think the team selection here is really the key. It's not really just about who is in the best shape of me or Joe. It's you need to have a really good team around you who is taking care of you, and to find those people, and to find people who is actually willing to commit to the project and do the training preparation. Because even if hopefully what I think we will have an advantage on Sunday is that we have. Hopefully riders who is more committed to the project in terms of training for the 180k bike ride, being in a T2 position. So, of course, that's key. And also having the science on our side. Been working with Olav for years now, really trying to understand what we can do to prepare for an Ironman distance and how to kind of fine-tune the engine to really be able to be racing for 7 hours instead of just finishing the distance. So, yeah, it's been crucial.
The science around what you guys are doing up there is always a talking point. What's the most bizarre thing Olaf has come up with to ask you to do or try?
Well, we haven't done it yet, but he wants to collect my poo to measure how much of the calories is left after I've eaten them, and combined with measuring the pee to see how much I've been burning over the night. But so far we have just been measuring the pee over a 2-week period.
I think once you move into the other one, that you really cross the threshold there, you two. Hey? I'm just no, he's not going to catch it. No, that's ridiculous. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. I don't think we can top that. Thank you so much to all the athletes and for everyone else for being here. Now, our 4 main athletes, we're going to head over and do a Zwift ride soon, and in between, we're going to pick up some Garmin tech, so please make yourself known to the Garmin representatives that are here. The Pacers are available for a short time if anyone wants to speak to them one-on-one, and that pretty much wraps us up. If there's any one-on-one questions for the 4 main athletes, you can grab them while we're over in the Zwift room. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Yeah. Do you want them standing up, James? James, how do you want it?